Okay, what's up guys? This here is a little bit of an update. I know it's been a while since I've been on, but it's a holiday weekend, so I actually have a little bit of time to do something. What I'm doing now is I've got all the bolts taken out of the fender. I'm getting the fender changed, finally. I'm gonna get the fender changed. I showed you all the, I don't know if you ever seen all the holes. I don't think I ever put that on here, but there's an awful lot of holes in this fender. I had started patching it and I got sick and tired of patch, so I decided to go ahead and just replace the fender. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off of here and go put it in the junk pile. There's a little bit of good metal on it, so I may use it for other stuff, patching other things later. But anyways, right now what I'm doing is I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put the new fender on, which you guys seen that the other fender had that one bad spot on it whenever I pulled it out of the package, but that's alright. I'm not even going to be nowhere near close to done, so I'll still have other stuff that I need to do anyways, so just smoothing out that one little spot isn't going to hurt me none. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get this pulled off of here, get the other one put on. It's basically some 1/2-inch bolts is all it really is, and once they're out, it should come off. Oh, still got one more. Still have one more bolt to get. Okay. Technically, whenever you do the fenders, you kind of actually want to take the bumper off, because it actually slides in behind the bumper, the way the bumper goes around the vehicle. But it's actually kind of okay. It's not a huge ordeal. It will come out. But anyways, there's that. Just like I said, I had started patching. You can see all the patch parts on it. You can see where I patched all this and all that, and there was some more that really needed done, especially down in this area. As you can see, there's a huge hole, and there's other holes that, so anyways, there's more holes down in here. So anyways, you just come to a point where you say, piss on it, I'm tired of patching all these holes, so I'm just going to get another one. So that's where I was on that part. I was just sick and tired of it. It was just, enough was enough. I actually did notice that if I remember correctly, the replacement fender does not have a hole in it for the antenna, so I'll have to do something about that as well. I think it don't have a spot for the antenna, so what I'll have to do is drill a hole and put an antenna in it. I mean, there's an antenna here. This is the one that was on the car, on the truck, but it doesn't have all the parts to it. Actually, no, I'm not, because I actually have this stuff down here that I really need to weld up. I forgot. Forgot about it. It really needs to be patched badly. Actually kind of behind the door, but I believe I can get to it enough that it's not going to be a big deal. And this part here will need fixed too, so I can cut a piece, put it in there, patch it up, and be done with it. This is totally gone, so it's going to be a quick patch and cover kind of job, and hopefully it's not too big of a disaster. So I'll get it welded up pretty quickly. Hopefully get my... So once the fender is on, nobody's really going to see this anyways, and once I get it welded on, it'll make it more structurally sound than what it is the way that it is. I'm gonna have to bring the other cord out here so I can plug the light in, because I need my 3-prong for my welder. So anyways, like I say, I want to get some general measurements of what I kind of sort of need, and then I can go from there. This doesn't have to be perfect by any means, it just has to be decent, because you still want it welded, you still want it halfway nice, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to do its job, and its job is to cover what was already there. There's going to be a little bit of bending and shaping involved in this, but I think for the most part it should be pretty simple to get done. Like I say, just a generally shaped piece that's relatively close. It doesn't have to be perfect, because like I said, this is not a show truck, and I'm going to keep saying it time and time and time again. It's not a show truck. It's just going to be a truck that I'm fixing up a little to suit my needs, you know, because I don't want it falling apart going down the road. So, and I would like it to look halfway decent and know that it is structurally sound. I'm going to need my straight metal benders. Now, of course, once I get this welded up, I'm gonna go ahead and seal it with the rubberized undercoating, so that it's taken care of. What I'm also gonna need to do is I'm gonna have to disconnect the battery. You always want to disconnect your battery when you're welding on your vehicle. I don't want to be that one guy that says, man, I was welding on my car and my battery blew up. I don't want to be that guy. And it can actually ruin the battery. There's a lot of things that can happen there. It can either ruin it or blow it up. So anyways, we get our piece, our general shape that we want, which I can actually trim this down some more. Now that I got my piece patched in, what I did was go ahead and I hit it with some primer sealer. You can see it says primer sealer. It's just Rust-Oleum. It's actually pretty good stuff. But what you do is you spray it down with some primer sealer to seal it up. Seals up the metal. And then once that dries, then what I usually do is I go ahead and I'll hit it with some rubberized undercoating if it's someplace like this that's going to be hidden out of the way, something that you're not even going to see. But anyways, once this dries, I'll hit it with the rubberized undercoating, and that part will be done, which I forgot that I needed to do that whenever I first started this video. But anyways, that's what I had to do before I put the fender on. I'll put the fender on here in a few minutes. So anyways, once I get the fender on, then it will be finished with that for a while. I'm not really sure when I'll be able to get to this again. Bad thing is well guys, I got that all welded up. I got the primer, and I've got the rubberized undercoating on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the fender on. I know the rubberized undercoating isn't dry, but it'll be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put the fender on. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning, so anyways, I want to go ahead and get this done, and it'll have to be kind of straightened. It may need to be shimmed. I don't know if I have any shims, but I could take a little bit of sheet metal and make some shims. But I think maybe it'll be alright without shimming it, but we'll find out as we go along. It's just going to be quick. There's just a few bolts to put in. I had to actually cut one of the tabs off, because what had happened with the old fender is it had rusted out so bad. Well, that wasn't even the original fender, actually. That had came off of somebody else's vehicle, but it was in better shape than the one that I had on it. But anyways, enough about that. I had to cut one of the tabs off because it had the old nut and stuff that was welded to the old fender. It was toast. Anyways, I tried to get it off there, but I just broke it anyway, so I went ahead and I cut the tab off. I'm probably going to have to replace this anyways, replace some of the core support, so I may end up having to order a new core support and everything. But we'll see. I may be able to kind of fix this a little later. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the fender on, and I'm gonna let y'all see that the inside. And then I will need one here. Boom. Okay, that should do, because I don't even have the rest of the bolts. I may go ahead and pop this other clip in, just in case I need to get another bolt later. I'll at least be able to put one more in. But I'll probably pop all the rest of the clips out, and then I'll have them to the side. So anyways, let's try this again. Okay, one is here. Oops. Two goes in here. Three will go in here. Oops. Get one in here. And then we'll get one in here. still something isn't right. It's not fitting like it should. I'm not sure why. We'll work that out shortly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the other 2 bolts in the back end, or see if I can put the other 2 bolts in the back end and see where we stand with that. The thing is the back will actually line up, but the front might not. So the front might actually have to come out some. But the back should actually line up. See what I mean? Okay, I'll show you a little closer. You see what I mean? It comes too far forward. So I'm going to have to pull this out some and then probably push that in a little bit, because you want that space to be even, like so. That's the spacing that you want all the way down. So you want to try to make sure that you're even. So because we're too close up here, I'll have to loosen this bolt, let it come out some, and then we'll kind of start all over with the alignment, and then we should be all right. Okay, so just a little screwdriver, a little flat screwdriver was just right. You kind of wedge it down in there and you space it, and then you tighten the fender up, and it's not bad at all. So anyways, I need the screwdriver to open my hood with. Now I'm using such a long extension, so I stay away from the window, stay away from the hood, stay away from the bumper, you know, just kind of stay away from stuff. Plus, I'll need the long extension for in here in order to reach it through the door. So, you know, just remember that. I mean, if you're working on an S10 anyways, you know, well, for most vehicles, you'll need to have a long extension so you can stay away from certain things. Now, actually, there's another bolt that kind of goes down in there, but I don't think I'm going to mess with that right now because it's not super duper important that it's in there, because I got all these others that are in there, and that's more than enough. Now for that one in there, you'll have to take the extension off and just use the socket will be fine. So we get it reconnected to the inner fender, because you want those to be connected at least on one point. You should really have all of them connected, but I don't have all of them, all the bolts. So anyways, that's another reason I need to get more clips, more bolts. I'll get these two inners done here real quick, and I'm gonna call it done with the fender. But I'll have to put the light ring back in there right quick. But that'll be it for this. This should have kept its alignment. I'm hoping it did. It should have kept its alignment. So. And I'll check it again once I get this done. I need the light so that I can see. door alignment seems okay. Really could have been pushed in a little farther, but I'm not going to be too nitpicky over that because the fender still looks fine except for that part, which I'll get to that later. It's not a big deal. Before I paint this, I'm going to go over the entire thing and look and see what all needs little repairs and stuff before I actually finish it off. So anyways, I'm going to put this light ring back on here. I only have 2 screws holding it in, so it's not that big of a deal just putting the light ring back on. Like I keep saying, and I'll say it 1,000,001 times in all honesty, it's not a show truck, but I am trying to get it back to a decent, reasonable looking vehicle so it doesn't just look like a pile of crap running down the road. I'll probably end up replacing these because they got like primer and they've got pits all over them from their plastic, so the chrome is kind of pitted and separated over the years. I'll get a new set of them eventually, not right at this moment, but eventually I will get another set so that they'll look nice. Like I said, I just want a vehicle that looks decent going down the road. It doesn't have to look brand spanking new, it just has to look nice. I'll get to finishing in this door. I'm going to need to do something about the driver's side door. It needs a little work, so I'll have to find time somehow to do that because I got to knock out an old patch that I had put in there, and I'll have to put a new patch in, and I'll have to make sure that it's, you know, coated nice and well protected because this one's rusting on both sides of the patch. So anyways, that's going to be it for the S10 for right now. Like I say, I got the fender on. I'll have to fix that fender. I need to get a new set of light bezels. That's what they're called, light bezels. I'll have to get a new set of them. I've already got the new mirrors. I'm going to have to go over this door and try to clean it up quite a bit and get it taken care of. And the driver's side door, I'm going to have to do something with it. And I believe I have made my decision on the bed. Even though I love the way these things look with a short bed, I really don't want to have to spend whatever on another bed that I'm going to end up having to put more money into anyways. And fixing this one would take forever, and it would cost me probably as much as the other bed plus the patching. I think the best, most reasonable thing is to put a flatbed on it. I really do. I'm almost 100% positive that's what I'm going to do, but I'll have to get the metal and I'll have to find the time to do that as well. So anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to subscribe if you wish, and have a spectacular day or night, whichever one it is for you. Peace out.